Okay.
Hey, this is Lexi and her instructional video. When you heel the dog, you can carry the leash however you want. You can carry it in one hand, you can carry it down at your side. Just make sure it's loose. And by loose, I mean the buckle is dangling. It doesn't have to be like this. It's better to have it making a nice little J. And to make her walk with you, you want to use the word heel after saying her name. The word heel means forward motion and also position, which is at your left side, and they should remain at your left side. All right, you ready? Lexi, heel. And anytime you want to change directions, if she's not paying attention because you're out somewhere with other dogs, Lexi, heel. Repeat the command. Heel. And she'll stay with you. Good girl. Now that's an automatic sit, which this dog is trained very well to do. She should automatically sit at your left side when you stop moving. If for some reason she doesn't, just tell her to sit, and she should sit right down. On her stay commands, you can start with a sit stay. Lexi, heel. Lexi, sit. All right, tell her to sit. And then use your right hand, palm of the hand flat, directly in front of her face. Stay. And then walk off. And you can leave her for as long as you need. I recommend, if you're going to leave the dog for a long period of time, to put them in a more comfortable down position, because the sit typically is not the most comfortable position for a dog. If it's just a short time, you just need to run over, get something, come right back, or quickly pick up something, tell them to sit. And you can walk around, do things. She'll stay there. You can walk around the dog, you can do something behind the dog. She's been trained to stay facing the direction that you started. And that comes along with the Grand Victor program. And you are a very successful Grand Victor. And you return to your dog's left side. It doesn't matter if you walk around the dog, if you walk back to the left side, turn and face the direction she's facing, or just approach from behind because that's where you were. This dog's trained to stay there until you tell her different. Okay, good girl. And I release her by saying okay and slightly moving off. If she sits back down, that's fine. That's her choice. And I'll give her a reward for being so good. Yay, good girl. Hey. Now, you swallowed it whole, didn't you? Lexi, sit. Now, the down command. When you give the down command, right hand, palm flat, straight down to the ground. Lexi, down. And this dog also has been trained to roll over on one hip, which is a comfortable position for leaving them long term. We also teach that as part of our Grand Victor program, because these dogs are trained to stay in this position for longer periods of time. And this dog, again, will stay until I tell her different. And same thing, right hand, palm flat, directly in front of her face, stay. And then walk off. And this is typically used for longer things. Say you're gonna talk to someone at the door, go in, straighten up a room, you want the dog in a different room. You can put them in this command, leave them. Most will end up just falling asleep, but she's trained to not move. And there again, I can leave this dog. I can go totally out of sight of her. and she's not going to go anywhere until I tell her different. Leave it. Good. Now right there what you saw, she's trying to eat something on the ground here, and I teach them the leave it command. If the dog is trying to pick something up that you don't want them to pick up, you just say leave it. And they should look back up at you and leave it alone. Now if you're out walking the dog and its head drops down to grab something off the sidewalk, say leave it, and just give a quick little tug of the leash at the same time, and they'll leave it alone. Good girl. Now see, I haven't released her from this down yet. That's why she's still here. Okay, good Lexi. Good girl. Come on, come on. Lexi, leave it, and there's a leave it. All right, come on. Now, she has been taught to not bother it, leave it. That's a little tug. That's the leave it command. Good girl. Now she won't even look at it. And what it is a pine cone that she's so interested in, but I don't want her to eat that, so I give her that leave it command. Now, on the recall, come here. Come on, Lexi. Come on. Lexi, sit. You can do this recall in play. You can do it when they're out in the yard, anywhere in the house. And to call them in, you're going to say their name and the word come. That is the recall command. Now for the ring, she's been taught to wait before I call. But you don't have to do a formal recall with this dog. That's strictly for the ring, or if for some reason, leave it. If for some reason, you're going to want her to wait somewhere and then call her into you. Let's see. Come on, get up. I know it's hot. Come on. Sit. Wait. Now if you notice, I give the wait command, left hand, palm flat. Leave it. Good, leave it. And I'll leave her. Lexi, come. What'd you step on? Good girl. And she sits directly front and looks at me. That's an automatic sit. Good girl. Now to get her back in heel position, Lexi, you take your left hand, Lexi, heel, look, heel, good. And just let her follow your hand. Sit. Good girl, good sit. And she's back in heel position. Now, we'll let her play, and I'll show you recalls off leash, just in play. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Where are you going to go? You want to go play? You want to go play? Oh, did you want a cookie for that? Did you want a cookie for that? You're not going to leave me, are you? You're not going to leave me. Here. Come here, Lexi. Lexi. I'm so interested in those squirrels. Come on, Lexi. Look. Oh, you want to get it? Look. Look. Go get it. Go get it. Yay! Lexi, come. Good girl. What a good girl. Now, I like to reward them randomly. And if you're working this at home just to keep her coming, I like to always have some treats. Give her that reward. I know you want that. I know. And give her that reward so that, here you go, so that she continues to want to come into you. Don't just call her in, put a leash on her, put her in the house. I never like to break up the playtime by calling her one time and that's it, because then every time you call the dog, they're going to think, playtime's over. Let's wait a while. So I like to randomly call them, have them come in, give them a reward, let them go on and play. Call them again, come in, give them a reward, let them go play. Maybe the next time call them, have them come in, give them a reward, put the leash on, put them inside. But don't just automatically catch them every single time that they come in, or they'll figure this out and they'll start saying, not right now, I was having too much fun. And then you start losing your recall to where they'll go, well, she'll call again, she'll call a third time, let's push it to 5 recalls before I decide to come into them. Then you have a dog that you're out in the yard saying, Lexi, 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 Lexi. You don't want that. You want this single command so that when you're ready for her to come to you, she comes to you. It saves the aggravation. And to continue that, you just give her a reward. You can give her cheese. We prefer cheese. The dogs prefer cheese. You can buy training treats. You can give even boxed cereal. They think it's wonderful, just a little piece of cereal. But cheese is really the best. It's very interesting to them. And just call them in, give them a little cube of cheese, and say, all right, that was great. Let them be on their way. One other thing that I like to do is, you've probably noticed as we went through this, when the dog sits good, instead of saying, good girl, good girl, good girl, I say, good sit. Follow it by the command that they did right. And what that does, that reinforces that command word by saying, good sit, good come, good down, or good stay. And always follow it by the command instead of good girl or good Lexi. It's good followed by command. That helps to reinforce, and you continue to do that. There again, each and every command, randomly, give them a reward. You don't want them to just work forever for nothing and expect them to stay wanting to do this. You know, they start cheating on you. No matter how well trained they are or what level of training, the top trained dogs still like to have a reward, just like we like to have a pat on the back on the job for a job well done. It's the same to them. And that's why randomly. But there again, don't do it every time, or you have an opposite where the dog will only work for food and they say, I don't smell any food, no work. And that's why you want to keep it random. An occasional surprise, look what you get today. And the dog will say, woo. The next day, I might get a surprise if I do this. I think I'll try. And just keep it random. And that's pretty much it. That is what this dog does. She is a wonderful worker. And guess what you get? Surprise! Cheese. Good girl. Good. Okay, you done. That's it.
Exercise finished. Big race next. job.